All right. We're shooting part two of lockdown session with Oska Tee. Now, our first segment, our part one, we spoke about your album, which is Upgrade. Now, today, we would like to know who is Oska Tee.
Oska Tee is a musician, an entertainer. Um, yeah, musician, entertainer. That's who I am.
All right. So now, Oska Tee, you've been in the industry. You've been working with people. You've worked with our legendary Brenda Fassie, Patricia Majalisa. So how would you like to be remembered? What would you like to leave behind?
Music is the one thing that I would want to be remembered with. Uh, Firstly, my own music, and secondly, the input I've heard in other people's music and careers. That's how I would want to be remembered. That's the legacy I would love to leave on earth.
All right. Now, being an artist manager, which of the two is your first love?
Um, Music.
All right.
Music is my first love. It's just that because of the changes in the industry that have been happening over the years, we reached a point where musicians have had to be business people. So
All right.
that's how I ended up. Some of us went into sound engineering, some of us went into this and that.
Uh-huh.
Gone are the days when we would have to be making music and living out of it only. We've got to have a whole lot of stuff that we're doing for us to survive.
All right. Now, how did your artist management career begin? How did it? What kicked in for you to actually go into the career?
What happened is, I was in a hair industry. I was managing a hair salon that we had done with a relative of mine,
Yep.
in Lyndhurst.
Okay.
So, obviously, as one of my marketing strategies, I would invite celebrities to come and have their hair done at a discount.
All
That's
right.
how I had the likes of Brenda, Patricia, Obo Sharon D, Abo, yeah, Ukwino, Ata,
Yep.
and a whole lot of them. Yeah. So Brenda became quite a regular in the salon, and she would watch how I did things,
Mm-hmm.
and she kept saying to me, you are a hard worker, a smart worker, and you are a very lucky person, and I imagine if you applied this in my career, what would happen, what we would achieve. And I would always laugh it off because I thought to myself, I mean, a superstar's career, I mean, which is international, you cannot compare to a salon. So I would just rubbish it off and laugh it off,
Yeah.
But she kept insisting that, think about it, until eventually, when I felt I wanted a change, I went for it. That was a month before she released the new album, Memeza.
Yep.
Yes, so it's funny, everything went according to the way she had spoken. We succeeded. Of course, it was because she was Brenda, she was huge already,
Yeah.
and she had worked with Chico. I mean, their combination together, they always make hits. But then I worked there as well, and according to Brenda's wish, that she wanted somebody to do 1, 2, 3 for her. So we did all that, and it became a success. So that's how my artist management career started. Because after that success, then I got approved by several other artists who came after.
All right. All right. And now, how was it like working with Brenda Fassie? And can you please paint a picture for us? We would like to know how was it being closer to one of the legendary Brenda Fassie.
I won't lie, it was quite a challenge. She was too big, and she was herself. Brenda was Brenda. But somehow I managed to to do it, and do it the right way. I remember even the record company that she used to work with, they would sometimes contact me when they wanted her. I was doing the part that I was doing, but then it became easier for them to locate her through my office. Even the media, the media, they always wanted Brenda, so they would come through my office as well, and yet it was not really the job of my office to do those things.
Yeah.
But then it just showed how much we were succeeding in that office, in whatever it is we were doing. And at some stage, I remember I was just running the office by myself in a space that we were given by Bahens and a Jewish guy that was helping Brenda before her huge comeback. But then we succeeded. We really, really succeeded. And the album was selling so much, so much that even Brazil or Chico came and said, you know what, let's do this even bigger. So he joined us in the management part of things as well. And
yeah,
so that's how it all started.
Yeah, that's good. Now, any tributes for Brenda that you are part of now, in the future, or the likes of books, concerts, or any movie, etc.? Is there anything that you're working on now?
No, I wouldn't say there is anything I'm working on. In the past, I was one of the contributing writers in Bongani Matondo's book, Brenda Fassie book, Not Your Weekend Special.
Mm-hmm.
There were quite a number of contributing writers there. Tolang was there, Ludwe was there, Butemba, Sam Mate was there. I think Yvonne Chaka Chaka and Brahim Masikela also wrote something, in the book. So that's one thing that I contributed in her legacy. Also on Facebook, these days these are social media days. I created a Brenda Fassie's Friends Forum on Facebook.
Yeah,
I think I've got about 10,000 people there. Mm-hmm. So every day we share pics, we share experiences. Everyone who had an encounter with Brenda. It doesn't matter if you were a close friend or you were just a distant fan, who was a diehard fan who followed her. But every day we share those things. It's nice. It's full of life. It's interesting. So those are the things at the moment, because unfortunately, how it's like, some of the things need, sponsorship and other things. There were things like hosting concerts. I would really, really love to see concerts being hosted in her name, the tribute to her, like it was done for others. It has not been done up to now for her. It's really, I would really love to see, those things, and a whole lot of things that I would love to see, but I cannot say them in the video, and anyone who wants those ideas can contact me.
Yeah. So, who in today's century of singers would you say is the new Brenda Fassie?
I don't believe in people being replaced. We will not have a new Brenda Fassie. Not now. Not any time in the future.
Yeah.
We can have a what we call a Brenda Fassie award. That we could give to singers whom we believe have really playing the part. If there was such an award, if when Brenda passed they had introduced such award, I think of many female singers that in the past 15 years have won that award. I'm sure Zahara would have won, Kelly Kumalo would have won, Amanda Black would have won. The list is endless. We've seen quite a number of brilliant singers. Tanya Thomas, why? I mean, a whole lot of them would have scooped that award if they called. But not to mean that there would be new Brenda, really. Brenda was just Brenda,
So now I could see with your understanding and how you've been with Brenda, your love and respect for her it goes deep into understanding the person she was, and for that she would never be replaced. She would never be one person that would have to fight for her shoes to be filled in this world. So now it's believed that you are working with a UK record label. Is that true?
Partly. I'm not. I have a working relationship, professional relationship with them. In that, my last album, the Upstage album, was fully sponsored by them. Then we're sharing the responsibilities here and there. That is why, even on the cover, it credits African Tunes and OT Productions. My relationship with Tom Waddell, who is the owner of the label, started years ago. I think 8-9 years ago. Then he had this passion. He still has this passion for South African music, particularly disco music. So then we started doing this and that together, and then whenever he visits Africa, and then we have even hosted shows together here. We've even done some records together, compilations, including Undiscovered Africa. That was a compilation album. I was part of it, and various artists from Namibia, Botswana, Rwanda, Nigeria, etc. So we have. I have a working relationship with them, but I'm not signed by them. I'm independent.
I can see that you're putting in work. You're working. It seems like you're recording more music. You're still doing music with your friend from UK, and which is good for your career. And I would like to commend you on that. Keep working on that. So, what would be your advice if someone is caught in between being an artist, or being a manager himself? What advice would you give to them?
Back in the days, they used to say there is no way that you can be a manager and be an artist at the same time. It was just not done that way. But then, like I'm saying, things changed in the industry. Musicians have become business people. You'd have to manage yourself for starters. And then obviously when you're doing well on it, you end up helping the ones that are up and coming, or anyone who's lacking, on the management part of things. So I would say to them, no, they should go ahead. They should go ahead, and they shouldn't listen to anyone who's giving them rules and formulas and stuff. Life is no formula. Whatever works for me may not work for another person, and what works for another person may not work for me. So,
that's true.
If it's not done, it has never been heard of, maybe to starting up. So they should just go ahead and do it.
Now, Mr. Oska, I would like to thank you again for another session.
Yes.
And now, do you have any last words? Any last words for our viewers during this time, 2020? We have the lockdown. So, what would be your last words?
So sad. It's very, 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 very bad. It's challenging times for the people. But I can advise the people that it will pass, and all you have to do is to adhere, comply, and heed the voice of the authorities. Right now it's a lockdown. Everyone is advised to stay at home. Stay at home. Stay at home, unless you go to pharmacy or supermarket or clinic or whatever. You find some symptoms that you're not used to. Do what you have to do. And just keep following the news and stuff, so that you can get updates, what the authorities are saying, what's happening out there. But let's all stay safe. Wash our hands regularly. Put on those gloves and masks, and anything that you need to do. Wash the clothes regularly. Don't touch surfaces everywhere. Just don't be everywhere, please. That's the only advice right now. I think that's the most important advice at this stage. And then listen to Oska Tee music. It will help you.
All right, thank you.
My pleasure.